Terence Crawford will go toe-to-toe with top-ranked boxing, but not Errol Spence Jr. Alright, y'all, what's good? We are back for another one. So, the Terence Crawford versus David Avanesyan fight will be going toe-to-toe with Top Rank and Teofimo Lopez versus Jose Pedraza. Now, I'm not sure how Terence Crawford plans on competing with a boxing match that's going to be aired on ESPN versus his that I believe will be on a streaming app. I don't know if that fight's even going to be offered on pay-per-view, but I do know the Terence Crawford versus David Avanesyan fight will be featured on the BLK Prime app for $39.95, I believe. And it's crazy that it's Top Rank that he's going head-to-head with. They definitely did plan their fight first, and the Terence Crawford fight just happened to get placed on the same night. So it's going to be interesting to see how Terence Crawford can stack up with a Teofimo Lopez fight. You know, he's one of the biggest stars in the sport, but unfortunately, because of the way this fight came about and the lies and the deception, you know, the things that Blue Blood had to say that turned out to be not true at all, and the fact that Terence Crawford is fighting a relative nobody, you know, it could be a serious flop for him. This fight could really turn out to be a flop for him. It's a good payday, but it could definitely turn out to be a flop. In addition to facing Avanesyan on December 10th, Crawford would also compete with his former promotional company. On the same night of the Crawford fight, Top Rank has a fight card that features 140-pound contender Teofimo Lopez versus Jose Pedraza live at Madison Square Garden. In the interest of fairness, it should be noted that Top Rank card was finalized prior to the Terence Crawford announcement. And it's looking like Top Rank has a pretty good card of young fighters that is going along with the Teofimo Lopez fight. It's interesting because Teofimo Lopez gained a lot of fan base off the Vasil Lomachenko fight. He ended up with another portion of a fan base. A lot of people in Australia tuned in to watch Teofimo versus George Kambosos. So it's not like people don't know who he is. When people see the name Teofimo Lopez, they know exactly who you're talking about. When people see Terence Crawford's name, they know who you're talking about. But the question of the matter is, will they be willing to purchase another app? Will they be willing to pay for that app? And is it worth keeping that app around just for a Terence Crawford fight? I think Terence Crawford, it's an interesting situation. It could definitely work. I'm not sure what the numbers are as far as streaming apps go. Like, what numbers do you need to hit for them to feel like it's a successful event? Is it just like pay-per-view where everybody wants that magical 1 million buy number? Or is it like, hey, if we sell 100,000 or 200,000 of these at $40 a piece, then we've covered everything we need to cover? It's definitely going to be an interesting situation. Now, if they do under 100,000, then you can take it to the bank and call that fight a flop. And I think it's going to be hard for Terence Crawford to negotiate his next fight because of the numbers. You know, the numbers are why he couldn't get what he wanted out of Errol Spence Jr. The numbers are why Bob Arum didn't want to do what Terence Crawford wanted to do. So the numbers that Terence Crawford needs to hit, I would have to say, would be close to that 150,000 purchases of the BLK app or 200,000 purchases of the BLK app. I think that number, along with the gate and whatever like concession and venue type stuff that they make money off of, then you end up in a situation to where it could be profitable for Terence Crawford, and he doesn't have to do 1 million buys on pay-per-view. The fact that the Teofimo Lopez Jose Pedraza fight, you don't have to purchase an app to actually watch it. I mean, you do have to have cable to watch it, but most people have cable at this point, or some type of cable app, or some type of Fire Stick, or, you know, everybody has some form of streaming within their house, and ESPN is readily available on most of these streaming apps. So common sense will tell you that most people, the average person, the average boxing viewer, is going to be tuning in to that Teofimo Lopez fight, and most likely not going to be purchasing the Terence Crawford versus David Benavidez fight. And I think that has more to do with the fact of ESPN's just way more available than some BLK Prime app nobody's ever heard of. And the question really is, what else are they trying to sell you, or what else comes along with you investing in a BLK Prime app? You know, from what I remember about BLK Prime is that they were a dating app. You know, I've seen the app before, the dating app before. I had no idea that they were so big into streaming. I know a lot of those dating apps are going for that streaming audience. But my question is, what else are you offering? You can't just be offering me a fight, you know, once a month or, you know, twice a year, 3 times a year, and expect people to want to purchase that app and keep that app around basically for no reason. Because if you're not offering something other than a Terence Crawford fight, if you don't have any exclusive content to offer people, once the Terence Crawford fight is over with, most people are probably going to delete the app anyway and not come back to it, because I don't think anybody's going to want to pay to watch Adrian Broner fight. There's a few people that probably would, but I don't think many people are going to keep that app around strictly to watch Adrian Broner and Terence Crawford fight. Definitely going to be interesting to see how all this stuff plays out. I do feel like Top Rank will win the ratings war on that night. They're probably going to get a whole lot more viewership than Terence Crawford is, but I could be wrong. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that down in the comment section below. Hit that like button for me. Share, subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, but you're more than likely to get a response on the tube, so holler at me over there. It's your boy, and we are mad.
It's your boy Keys, neighborhood employee. Niggas knew that I was coming with bar. Y'all ain't up to my pie and up under a car. Your head under a tie, it's the S and the I. Player, we supposed to win. I'm in the booth focusing with coke in hand. Dude hate it when you see the chief running in. Ass mouth hurting like his wisdom teeth coming in. Now that's a roundhouse kick. Come round your house, letting rounds out quick. From Newburgh to downtown, it's that Midwest to down south shit. You ain't fucking with.
She chillin', saying tryna put the veal on the mouth. What's good? She nothing, saying tryna show his niggas how to ride.